Nintendo is at it again. This time they sent a cease and desist to Big House Games, who want to host a Super Smash Bros. Tournament coming up in December. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. Friday was supposed to be a really great day for Nintendo. They had Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity coming out, and that was all everyone should have been focusing on. Instead, with the cease and desist letter, they canceled the Super Smash Bros. Tournament and caused free Melee to be trending on Twitter and trending online and getting a lot of people really upset with the community. So I want to talk about the background, what the response is from Big House Games, what Nintendo's response then to Big House Games was, and where we're at in the current situation, as well as my thoughts on everything that's going on. Before I get into it though, comment below, what are your thoughts on Nintendo canceling another Super Smash Bros. Tournament, or just another tournament in general? I feel like their public relations just keeps getting into it, and I almost feel like their lawyers don't have anything else better to be doing. For Nintendo to be one of the biggest companies in the world for video games, to have some of the best IPs of all time, and to be making some of the best games in the video game industry, they certainly treat their fans sometimes like garbage and make some really weird decisions, which I think they did in this circumstance. So first of all, let's get to all the background information. Big House Games wanted to host a tournament. They announced it back in July for Super Smash Bros. Melee and also for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, these two games, the event has been canceled for both of them. So Big House Games was going to host this tournament, and they were going to host it mainly remotely so that people could participate online at home, and fans could also watch. This isn't the first Super Smash Bros. Tournament that Big House Games is running. They've actually been running the event since 2011, making it one of the longest standing Super Smash Bros. Tournaments, especially annually. Not only does Big House Games run the tournament, but they also have been raising money for charity, so this is technically kind of losing out on tens of thousands of dollars for charity during the holiday season, during a very difficult year when everyone kind of needed some good news. I would like to read the tweet sent out by Big House Games when they got the cease and desist letter. They said, and I quote, "The Big House is heartbroken to share we've received a cease and desist from Nintendo of America Incorporated to cancel our upcoming online events. We were informed we do not have permission to host or broadcast the event, primarily due to the usage of Slippi. Sadly, all our competitions are affected. We are forced to comply with the order and cancel the Big House online for both Melee and Ultimate. Refund information will be sent shortly. We apologize to all those impacted." At least Big House is apologizing because they have to in this instance. So basically, what is Slippi? Slippi is not the character from Star Fox, if that's what you first thought of. I didn't really know that much about Slippi beforehand. It just reminded me of this character, which was also really a big troubling thing in Star Fox 64 and in the original Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. So essentially, Slippi is a way for Big House Games to get Melee running online so people can play it all around the world and participate in this tournament. They're also using Slippi as a means for a few other things with Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, Super Smash Bros. Melee is a game that came out all the way back in 2001, so the game's almost been out for 20 years. I guess Nintendo expects people to play the original game on a GameCube with GameCube controllers, on a CRT TV without playing it online. When inquired by Polygon, Nintendo's response was, quote, "Nintendo appreciates the love and dedication the fighting game community has for Super Smash Bros. Series. We have partnered with numerous Super Smash Bros. Tournaments in the past. Unfortunately, the upcoming Big House tournament announced plans to host an online tournament for Super Smash Bros. Melee that requires use of illegally copied versions of the game in conjunction with a mod called Slippi during their online event. Nintendo therefore contacted the tournament organizers to ask them to stop. They refused, leaving Nintendo no choice but to step in to protect its intellectual property and brands. Nintendo cannot condone or allow piracy of its intellectual property." Mainly, Nintendo's issue here is with the emulation and usage of Slippi. Now, a note about emulation. In the United States, emulation is not actually illegal if you own your own copy of the game. And most Super Smash Bros., if not all, are going to own at least one disc of Super Smash Bros. Melee, if not several, because they're playing the game competitively. So that issue is probably not the best reason to bring it up, especially considering this is probably just lawyer talk from employees at Nintendo. So that is my main issue with this entire argument, especially surrounding emulation. Nintendo claimed they contacted the Big House months ago, or at least a little while ago. Who knows how long ago in the past specifically, unless we actually get to interview Big House. So essentially, I think Nintendo is in the wrong. I do not think they should be canceling such an event leading up to the holidays, leading up to something during a year where we all need some good news, and you definitely want to be raising money for charity. At least Big House is giving the refunds, and they also offered an apology, but I feel like Nintendo should be offering the apology in this circumstance. I now want to talk about how Nintendo can learn from some of their competitors and what they have done with fans that are making or modifying some of their games. If you look at Sega with Sonic the Hedgehog, for years, a lot of the Sonic games kind of lost their way, especially the 2D Sonic games, which prompted a lot of fans to go out and try and modify the old games and make up their new creations. So, from a result, we got Sonic Mania. People like Christian Whitehead were approached by Sega because he was doing such a good job with gameplay, with the feel of the game, with graphics, with art design, with music, with everything. So Sega just decided, let's hire him. Let's ask him to help us make a new Sonic game. Now, I know Nintendo gave us things like Mario Maker, and they're giving us custom stage designs in Super Smash Bros., but that's not enough. If their biggest fans are trying to run tournaments and trying to make a game from 2001 playable online so people can stay at home and stay safe during a pandemic like this, I think Nintendo should be supporting them and trying to help out rather than offering them a cease and desist. I wonder if Nintendo even offered them any sort of workaround, especially trying to keep our social distance, or the creators of the tournament were trying to keep everyone's social distance at this time. I think it's a really bad decision from Nintendo. They've been making these bad decisions in the past before. What comes to my mind is the affiliate program with YouTube, and even prior to that, Nintendo kind of just putting copyright infringement strikes on any video that was using gameplay of any kind on YouTube for a while. Since then, Nintendo has backtracked. They've been making a little bit better decisions on YouTube at least, but it's taken them years to get to this point. This also reminds me of a Super Smash Bros. Tournament EVO in 2013. Nintendo originally tried to cancel the event, but they backtracked on that, and then they allowed the event to go on in 2013. I'm hopeful that Nintendo does that same thing this time around, but I don't think there's enough time, especially with Big House already offering refunds and telling everyone it is being canceled. I'm not sure if there's enough time to spin this back around again, but Nintendo sure is getting a lot of really negative PR right now, when, like I said, they should have a lot of positive things going on, with a great year of 2020, with the Switch being the best-selling console, with games like Animal Crossing coming out this year, and Age of Calamity just launching on Friday, and even, if we want to talk about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I feel like that game now it finally got an update, which is probably worthy of another video entirely. But Nintendo kind of just shoehorned that in and got that out. They didn't release it in a great way. I felt like they kind of rushed the release of that game in time for 2020 and in time for the 35th anniversary. And I feel like Nintendo rushed their decision here regarding Big House Games and this tournament. So I thought I had to kind of step out from behind the camera and do this discussion video like this. I think it's wrong from Nintendo. I think they need to learn from this. I think if anyone has their own copy of the game for the tournament, maybe people could just provide proof. Here's my proof. I own my own copy of the game, and it's not illegal for me to be emulating this style of the game. And maybe Nintendo could even offer something better for them to still be doing competitive Smash online. Because let's be honest, Nintendo does not offer enough of an online experience to have no lag in gameplay, especially for something like Super Smash Bros., which is pivotal and definitely relies on there being almost zero lag with their gameplay. So Nintendo, either either step up your online entire platform experience, maybe re-release Super Smash Bros. Melee. Actually, I think that would be the only reason why I could justify this from Nintendo, is if they intended on bringing Super Smash Bros. Melee and re-releasing it maybe on the Nintendo Switch. But Sakurai is still developing Ultimate. He's still having more DLC characters and stages, and that game is far from being over. I don't think Sakurai is going to be done that game anytime soon. I would love to see Nintendo kind of do a Super Smash Bros. All-Stars Ultimate, where maybe they release the first game, Melee and Brawl, all in one package, playable online, and update their online experience so that there isn't really any lag and matchmaking works well, and then you can run tournaments online. But Nintendo's not going to do that anytime soon, so I would have liked them to see them kind of support this event from Big House Games. That's just my opinion. Please let me know your opinion by commenting below. Let me know if you like this style of video and this kind of discussion. This was too big of an issue for me not to kind of talk about, so I thought it definitely warranted a video. Again, thanks for watching. Feel free to fill the like bucket by clicking the like button below. If you're not subscribed, welcome to the channel. Feel free to subscribe. Go collect them all, keep smiling while gaming, and stay safe, everyone. You guys are awesome.